So I'm Lisa Cohen with the Washington Global Health Alliance. I'm here at Life Sciences Innovation Northwest 2014, and I'm here with co-chair for LSINW this year, Andrew Serafini, who's from Fenwick and West. And Andrew, I want to start with, talk about, you've been with WBBA for quite a while. Tell me about how you got involved and why you got involved.
I first got involved with WBBA about 11 years ago, and I came to the region because I was passionate about life sciences, and the WBBA was, or at least I was told in casual conversations around the coffee pot, that the WBBA was the organization to integrate with, network with, to have access to everything about life sciences and medical device.
So tell me a little bit about what you do with Fenwick and West and how that relates to life sciences.
Sure. Well, my background, my doctorate's in immunology from Stanford Medical School, and after that I went into law school, and I am an attorney, and I'm also a patent attorney. So I work with startups to medium to large size companies as their chief strategist, putting together their IP assets and protecting their innovations and leveraging them to either be licensed or to be enforced, and for that matter, to provide value, because at the end of the day, a patent asset is a business asset. So hopefully companies need money, and they can generate some necessary cash for sustainability through their IP assets that they get.
So what made you go into that particular area to work on patents?
It's an interesting question. When I was in graduate school, my lab at Stanford was involved in many different things, including HIV research. And many years ago, we were looking at a drug that was an antioxidant, and we wanted to run a double-blind trial because it was shown on the streets of San Francisco to improve the quality of life of HIV-positive individuals. And the drug had been around for over 25 years, used as a drug overdose counter to Tylenol. And when the people that had the rights to the company got together, it was clear to me that the attorneys and the business people that were involved didn't have that technical side to them, and I think it slowed down the process, and we ended up doing the double-blind trial out of our own lab. So during the middle of my program, and it took me about 5 years to get my PhD, I saw that there was a need for people in the law with a solid technical education.
You must have, over this period of time, learned so much along the way, because that was breaking new ground to approach it from having the scientific background and then with the legal expertise.
It was, and as a matter of fact, I joke with my friends, colleagues, and clients that I think I've read more in the science space post-PhD now as a practicing attorney than I did during my 5 years of graduate school. So it was quite a learning experience during graduate school, but at the same time, I learned so much more, because you don't start from just the bench analyzing the data, reviewing the results, and coming up with a conclusion. You see a lot of these hot innovations just at the end where they need to be leveraged and be made something more. And you see that in companies, research institutes, the whole gamut. So,
but I know a lot of times researchers, they see these regulations and discussions about IP and everything as a necessary evil from their perspective. How do you balance that?
Well, I think it's, at least in my opinion, and I think in the opinion of others, the patent system itself spurs further innovation. And the whole purpose of having a patent system is to make people have that perhaps several aha moments. And if they can get those, say, wow, look at that, what that person just did, maybe we can even make a better widget, or we can make a better drug. And the key thing that many people forget is that at the end of the day, we want to help people. We want to have a drug or a device or a method that will really help people. And I think the patent system helps facilitate that and spurs to greater innovation.
Can you tell me about, I'm sure there have been a number of them, but give me one example of where you just felt like, oh, this is changing the world with a patent you've been involved with? Something that really excited you.
Well, several years ago, I was working with a large pharma, and their division they had a drug working on rheumatoid arthritis. And that is such a debilitating arthritis, especially as it afflicts people as they get older. And the development of this drug from a mouse antibody to a human chimeric antibody that I think a few years ago it was a $5 billion a year product for Johnson & Johnson. So I was deeply involved with the strategy behind that particular product, and I think it has not only been successful to the company, but has been such a great thing for people afflicted with such a debilitating disease.
Yeah, that's where, right, that's when you remind yourself in the midst, you remember not moments, but years like that of the work, right. So let's bring it back to WBBA, and we actually heard this morning from John Crowley in the keynote speech here at LSINW about his passion and bringing us all back, reminding us why we're in this field, why we're working in life sciences. Talk about how WBBA helps remind us and pulls us together.
Sure. I guess I'll address that through my own experiences. I've been here in the region now for 11 years, coming up from the Bay Area, and intimately involved with WBA for the last 11 years. I got involved with a committee that's the WBBA program committee, and what we do is we put together 6 to 8 programs per year on topical projects that we try to decide in the fall what projects will be interesting, what subject matter will be interesting pretty much the next calendar year. And we hope our batteries are new in our crystal balls, because it's difficult to do. But we get a lot of creative minds together, all volunteers, plus some of the wonderful staff that the WBBA have, and we meet monthly, and we put together these program ideas. Then each committee member that is running that program is basically the driver for it, puts it together, and hopefully we have a successful program. And then around the same time, I started to get involved with LSINW, again as a volunteer. It's structured to have many subcommittees, and I was involved in 2 of those committees. And one was on recruitment and selection of the actual companies that present, and the other was the international committee, trying to bring international presence and international delegations to our conference. And that culminated to being co-chair of LSINW the last 2 years.
So I want to talk about the program committee for a moment, because first of all, it's remarkable that you have served in both of these roles for 10 years. I mean, most people will do it if the organization is lucky for 2 to 3 years, and then you kind of get burned out. What has kept you involved with WBBA and LSINW for all that time?
It's either the lobotomy or the sedation.
Do I need a pillow?
No, I think the thing that keeps me going every day, every week, every month is the excitement and the wonder that people are doing in our region tell people. I mean, we are a cancer center. We have numerous organizations here that are focused on cancer. Oncology is such a huge part of our therapeutic space right now. And I've been involved in science from a very young age, since those early 4th grade, 3rd grade science fair projects. And just to be part of a region that cares so much, I mean, we can't discount the device space. I mean, ultrasound, we are the hub of ultrasound technology here in the Pacific Northwest. So not only do we have therapeutics, but we have medical devices that are helping that all-important patient at the end. And so I guess I'm just driven by the wonder of discovery, the wonder of invention, and the passion of the people around me. I mean, there's no more passionate people about life sciences than the people that are involved in WBBA.
And so over those 10 years, you've seen quite an evolution of both WBBA, we can talk about that first, and then also LSINW. And I've been involved for a number of years, but not as long as you. Talk about how you've seen WBBA involved in its role here for the life sciences community, here and nationally and internationally?
Well, I think it starts with the leadership. I think I've been through 3 presidents and CEOs, Ruth, Jack Ferris, and Chris Rivera now, and they all. I think they're all in the same book. They just represent different chapters in that book, and it was through their creative minds individually and how they took the organization forward. And today, it's all about the electronic social media. And the WBBA is an organization that utilizes all sorts of social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, to get the word out, to get the message out, and just to get the communication, because communication is so key. So I think the organization the mission hasn't changed as much as we're adapting to change around us, and at least as far as technology goes. I think the region continues to grow. We continue to get great talent here. I think it's key to retain that talent. That's probably one of the more difficult things to do, because someone gets to be very good at what they do, then they're sought after by so many other groups in so many other regions, even around the world.
So WBBA serves that convening. They're the voice of the sector. What are some trends that as on the program committee, as you're looking forward, how have you seen trends evolve over the last 10 years? How has it changed?
Well, the WBBA has been active in policy promotion, both at the state level with the various seated governors that have been in office, as well as on the national level. So I think it's important not only to get our voice out in the region, but get our voice out in the state, and to get our voice out at a national level. So I think that evolution has been one of the keys, because you can think locally, but you have to act globally. And I think that's one thing that the WBBA tries to do.
Well, and they do it very well. Andrew, it's great to talk with you and to get to know you a little bit. And from Life Sciences Innovation Northwest 2014, I'm Lisa Cohen.